Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Lunchtime Podcast. I know this is kind of random to jump straight into right away, but I simply have to. I was in bed last night, and I randomly, like, I wasn't even thinking about podcasts, or more specifically, podcast names, and I just randomly come across, the Shower Thoughts Podcast. That's, like, the sickest name for a podcast. Like, you could, it's so, like, it's like the Lunchtime Podcast. Here we just talk about the most random things. Literally, we talk about anything that comes to our minds, and that's what Shower Thoughts are as well. And the Shower Thoughts Podcast, it's just like it would be such a sick podcast, like, have or to do with your friends, and you can literally just rant about anything, talk, just chat, similar to the Lunchtime Podcast, except I do this on my own. But having a guest on is on the cards. Not anyone popular, because we have one download. By the way, actually, this download was not done by me or any of my friends who listen to the podcast, because on this, not on the statistics, I guess on the statistics, on, like, the analysis, it says, like, it gives you, like, details on, like, the device, like, what platform is used most to listen to your podcast and things like that. And I know for a fact, me and all my friends use Apple use Apple iPhones. So, and on the analytics, it said Android. The device this person was using to download this podcast was Android. Which is fucking Pog. So thank you. I'm very grateful for that. I'm like a proud mama hen. You know, I don't wanna take credit for that quote. That was taken from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Actually, talking about Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I'm actually watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine for like the entire thing, like every episode, like, in order. For the third time. I was introduced to Brooklyn Nine-Nine last year, in the summer of last year. I remember we were in France. We took like a 10-hour drive to France. Like, we used car, mainly because of Corona. Not mainly, no, that was the entire reason. And I had this brilliant idea of bringing my PS4 with me. Now, we were actually going on a boat. We were going to stay there for 5 days. So we're going to France on Monday. And then we were going to go back to Germany on Friday. It was the greatest idea. I genuinely thought I was God. I brought my PS4 with me in the boat, and when I got my room in my boat, first thing I did, I set it up, brought a monitor, obviously, as well. And yeah, then I think it was that night, my brother was like, hey, I have a Netflix account. If you want to watch any TV shows or movies, feel free. Because I don't watch a lot of movies, so I don't really need a Netflix account. But my brother had one, so, I'm going to use that one. And that night, I started watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine just before going to bed. And I was so into it. It was oh my god, the funniest shit ever. And I think, when was the second time I watched the entire thing? So I watched the entirety of it, from season 1 to 7, and I think the second time I did that, was later that year, December maybe. No, December? No, not December. It was like 2 months after. I was really into it again, and I'm doing it once again. I am currently, wait, let me look right here. I'm currently on. I started 2 days ago, and I'm season 4 already. Keep in mind that every season has around 22 episodes that are around 20 minutes long. So I've spent a lot of time on watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Season 4, Episode 8, Sky Fire Cycle, is the name of the episode. So yeah, Season 8, I think, is meant to come out this year, which is kind of cool. Wait, let me search it up. When is Brooklyn Nine-Nine Season 8 coming out? August 12th. Oh, wait. It's July. Oh, it's coming out in a month, boys. It's apparently meant to be the last season. Oh, I swear to God. I swear to God I talked about this in a previous episode. I'm quite sure. I'm getting a deja vu. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that I'm getting a deja vu, but because in deja vus you think that that moment that you're experiencing has happened before, but here I know, for a fact. Well, yeah, it's sad. It's gonna be the last season, but all shows have to end, you know. Wait, when was season end? When was 2013. Been 8 years, so that's one episode every year. Wait, really? Is that? Yeah, one episode every year. Season 1 came out 2013, Season 2 came out 2014, Season 3 came out 2015, Season 4 came out 2016, Season 5 came out 2017, and then they skipped 2018. Oh yeah, because Season 7, I forgot who, but Brooklyn Nine-Nine was owned by a specific company that wanted to end the series at Season 5. That was in 2017, and that's why I think there was a 2-year break in between that, because then NBC, I think they're called, came in and then bought the show, and then, well, they started doing Season 6 and 7 after that. So I think that was the situation, and probably it goes a lot more. It obviously goes a lot more in depth than that. But I don't know the exact details on that. Season 6 came out 2019. Season 7 came out 2020, which I'm quite surprised about, actually. I didn't know that came out 2020. Well, yeah, cool. And Season 8, 2021. Sheesh! I'm excited for that. I'm really excited for that. Ooh. Yeah, sorry. It's my bad. Yeah, I was just reading some of the, there's a paragraph of info on Season 8. Going back to that France story, I tanned more during school than in summer vacation, because in school I tend to, my school has a football field, like a proper size one, 100, I think maybe 120 meter pitch, so professional size pitch is quite big, so yeah, which is great for me because I love football. I've expressed this several times on the podcast, and I tend to, I always, well yeah, that means tend. Okay, yeah, I tend to, no, but tend means sometimes. Anyway, I'm getting carried away. I quite often, most of the time, I play football, with friends and other classmates. And the reason for this is because I was inside of the boat. I never went up to the top. Well, very rarely I did anyway, because I was just watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine the entire time. That's all I was doing, just watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I was just trying to finish the show as quickly as possible, and then maybe watch it again afterwards. But it was a fun time for me. My parents and family members were quite, appreciative No. Unaccepted toward. Wait. I don't know, man. You know what I mean? They didn't really accept this. But I did anyway. That's how I roll. Anyway, yeah, that was quite a sick holiday. I usually because okay, I'll be honest. I don't like water. You know, like okay. Let me be a little bit more specific. I don't like swimming, unless it's a pool. Um, yes, I do also have a phobia for the ocean. I mean, we weren't in an ocean. We were in a river. The entire time we were just going down a river on a boat, and it's strange because it was actually my idea to go on a boat, on a holiday, because we did it before, and apparently I really enjoyed it. I just remember really enjoying it. I don't actually know what I did there, but hey, it was still cool. Like I like the idea of spending a couple nights in a boat and living there, like. And also the boat the boat was the same one that we had the first time we did that, which was we did it in Germany. We did it years and years ago. And the view at the very front is absolutely amazing on the boat. You have so when you go in, you have this thin hallway. You have and it's like at the right side of the boat, and then on the left you have the first door, which is your bedroom. Then walk a couple steps, there's another bedroom to the left, and again at the end of the hall there is another room for a bedroom, and then if you were just going to go forward, or if you were to just go forward, sorry, from one side of the hallway to the other, not going in any of the bedrooms, just straight. You would end up in the kitchen and I guess like dining room. The fridge stank like sausage, like that's what it reminded me of. It was disgusting, but it was still like a cool place. That was the nicest place of the entire boat for me. This is the kitchen. It had this huge table, kind of like on one side, and kind of this soft bench. It's kind of like a sofa. Kind of going around it, going with the bend of the boat, and your back would be facing, you would sit down, and behind you would be a huge window, which is the front of the boat. It would just be, you could look to the front of the boat where, that's it. It is a really cool view. I really liked it. That's the reason. It was literally just the view that made it my favorite room, or place to hang out. Yeah. So I never went upstairs. Also, I mean, it was really hot. Okay. I mean, I don't like the heat. I prefer autumn, winter over spring and summer, although my birthday is in the summer. It just, I don't like it, okay? I really don't. It's not my thing. It's not my thing. Like, the main reason is, I mean, heat is one of them, but the main reason is insects and bugs and all that jazz. I have a proper phobia, and my parents, my sister, my brother, they won't believe me. Okay, like, I have a proper phobia for them. I cannot. A lot of people think that I'm just scared of insects because I think they're gonna hurt me. No, that's not the reason. I just simply hate the way they look. They look disgusting, okay? I hate the fact that they're small. And especially when it comes to huge spiders, I'm so used to seeing small ones that, big ones just scare me even fucking more. So, I'm not sure if this is with everyone, but I can imagine it is with quite a lot of people. It's, shut the fuck up, okay? It's not, we're not scared because we think they're gonna hurt us. We know they're not. You know, if, for example, with like a wasp, I'm kind of mainly leaning towards like wasps and bees. If we leave them alone, they won't hurt us. Like, I understand that. We understand that. But the thing is, we don't give a shit about that. And we understand that, okay? But we just simply, they disgust us, okay? That's what I'm hinting at here. They disgust us. They ruin appetite. They're fucking disgusting. They're not cute, they're disgusting. Fucking, man, this is... It's so, like, I'd never go to Australia. And y'all know why, because that place is a living hell for anyone who has a phobia for insects and bugs, like me. It's horrendous. It's absolutely horrendous. I watched these, TikToks with, like, this one guy was, like, talking about, like, he said, like, top 3 things that you shouldn't do when you come to Australia. And he has, like, a really Australian accent, so, like it's top notch. So I believe that, you know, like, only an Australian person can get on that level, obviously, because they're Australian. So, you know, I believe him. I believe what he says. Also, it's just common sense, you know. Everyone, even if, like, without, like, research, like, you just know Australia is hell, okay? It's just something that you're just taught. For some reason, I don't know. It's just something that you're taught when you're really young. I don't know. And he was like listing like a bunch of things. Watch out for spiders, snakes, and all that shit, man. I couldn't. Whenever I see it, because he's done several of those. Whenever I see them, I get like. I shake. Like, I quite genuinely just kind of shake and get cold. And obviously I swipe off it, like, right away, because I can't deal with that shit. Today morning, I came across one of those videos. The first thing he said was, like, watch out for snakes, and I could handle that part. Snakes aren't as bad. But the second thing was watch out for huge spiders, and then he just shows a bunch of clips, videos, photos of this huge... Oh my fucking god, I can't think. Okay, you know what? Let's get off this topic. I can't take it. Let's talk about the Euros. You know, Italy obviously won it. Everyone is on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok talking about it. Oh, it's a scam, or, you know, like the typical stuff with football. You know, every game at this point is controversial. That's how people work. They find a way to make something controversial. So, yeah. I'm going to be talking about that. I wanted Italy to win. I was voting for them. I knew it was going to be a close game because England don't concede a lot of goals. In fact, they've conceded 1 goal. Two, sorry. One against Denmark, where they won 2-1, and obviously one against Italy, 1-1. I'm not counting any of the penalties in any penalty shootouts, because that, you know. I was gonna say, like, probably a 1-0 win for Italy. Most people were for Italy, and I was quite scared that Italy were gonna lose because of all the pressure, because most of Europe was for Italy. Everyone became an Italy fan. Because just the English media is so toxic, so arrogant and fucked, you know. It was, you know, bound to happen that everyone would become an Italy fan. You know, when your team is knocked out, you know, you support another team. That's just how it works, okay? You can't deny it. Alright? If even even like most of Scotland and like Ireland and Wales, the rest of UK that isn't England, I can imagine even they were for Italy. That's just is mad. But yeah, that's kind of what scared me. I thought there would be a lot of pressure on Italy, and then, you know, but in the end, the reason why Italy won was because of Gareth Southgate's stupid decisions. If you don't know who Gareth Southgate is, for whatever reason. He is the England manager. He's so similar to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who's Manchester United's manager. He makes mistakes with substitutions and especially the lineup and the players he picks in tough occasions like this. I'm gonna think about it for a second. The penalty shootout, right? Who was the first one to take it for England? Harry Kane. Okay, that's an obvious one. Harry Maguire, he was the second one. Kind of surprised me, but he scored the best penalty of them all. They just smashed in the top right corner. Broke the fucking camera. The last three was questionable. Unexperienced lads. Three very unexperienced lads. The penalty shot was quite shit, to be fair. 3-2, not a lot of goals would be scored. You know, usually it's like a 5-3, or 5-4, sorry. You know, that's usually how it is. In the end, it was like that. What was it? I don't remember exactly who he took for Italy. But I think, yeah, so it was Rashford, the third one to take. He is 23. Out of the last three, Rashford, Sancho, and Saka, he is probably the most experienced out of them all. I mean, he's older than all of them. But also he has experience with pressured situations. And like Rashford, the reason I like him so much, he's one of my absolute favorite players. If I made a list the other day, he's on he's second place. You know, he's so young yet so experienced, in my opinion. You know, he's played a couple games for England. For whatever reason, wasn't playing for England. I mean, to be fair, I'm pretty sure after the Euros, he was going to go for surgery because there was something wrong with his foot. And this injury happened months and months ago. But, yeah. But Rashford's so important to Man United that, like, he had to play. But at the same time, I don't see it. Like, why would you play an injured player? They won't reach their best if they're injured, you know? It's just, there's no point. And I think, like, that was a problem. He had a foot injury. Anyway, I don't think that matters that much. His went just past the post. It was a good penalty. I mean, he sent Donnarumma the wrong way, who won Player of the Tournament, I believe. Which is quite cool because that doesn't happen very often. It barely ever happens that a goalkeeper wins Player of the Tournament, or even a defender. Like, you often see a midfielder or an attacker. You know, it's cool. It's cool to see something like that. I like that. Or even like a defensive midfielder. Actually, no, but a defensive midfielder you can see a lot more. But anyway, defenders, like, I think you can see more with center backs, but like fullbacks, you can't see it happen with fullbacks very often. Oh, I gotta stretch. Oh. Ooh, stretching is so good. It's like a drug, I swear to God. Not that I know how drugs work and shit. Let's get off that topic real quick. And then Sancho took another player that Gareth Southgate has not been using. Out of all those three, he's been using Saka the most. But still, he's 19. 19. Sancho is 21, I believe. Yeah, he's 21. And Gareth Southgate has not been playing him at all. He put on the last three. He put them on. I'm not sure when Saka came on, to be fair, but Rashford and Sancho, I believe, came on an extra time. Italy. Wait, let me search this up real quick. Italy versus England highlights and substitutions. Bruh. Allow ads or subscribe. Fuck off. I'd like to know, like, the highlights, you dumbass. Fucking give the highlights to me. Well, it isn't that hard. I don't care about like, Twitter announcements and shit. Okay. It does not. It's not showing the substitute. Oh no, wait, it is. It is. Okay. So, yeah, Gareth Southgate made really late substitutions. He made his first substitution in the 70th minute. Kieran Trippier came off for Saka, Bukayo Saka. His next substitution was 4 minutes later. 74th minute, Declan Rice came. Declan Rice came off for Jordan Henderson. 99th minute, made another substitution. 120th minute, he made 2 substitutions. 120th minute, what the fuck? 120th minute. Want to know what that means? That's the minute when penalties start. Just before penalties, he put on Marcus Rashford and Jadon Sancho, 2 players he hasn't been giving fuck all for the entire tournament. He decides to put them on for some of the most pressuring situations that make any grammatical sense. I don't know, and I don't care. Not only that, they get to sign, like, the team talks around what? I can't. What is wrong with my talking? The team, they all talk about, just before penalties start, they're given like a couple of minutes to talk about who takes the first penalty, second penalty, third, blah blah blah, and so on and so on and so on, right? And they have a list of who goes first, in an ordered list. The fact that Marcus Rashford took the third, Jadon Sancho took the fourth, and Bukayo Saka took the fifth one, the 19-year-old. One of the youngest, no, I think like the second youngest player in the England squad, for the Euros, this year's Euros. I think Jude Bellingham is the youngest one, or is he even? I don't know. The fact that he was chosen to take one of the most decisive penalties. I don't know why the fuck they did that. Why did they do that? What the fuck are you thinking? What the fuck? And the thing is, they discuss this all together. So why doesn't like a more experienced player, step in and say like, okay, you know what? This could be really pressuring for you with this. You might not be able to handle this. Let me take it. I'm older, I'm more experienced. I could probably deal with it a little bit more. What the fuck? Okay? Like, this is just a shit show when it comes to leadership and probably taking responsibility. That it's Gareth Southgate's fault that they lost the game. I mean, they were leading 1-0 in 2 minutes. It's the quickest goal to be scored in any Euros final. That's just mad. Okay, they had a really early lead, and then Bonucci scored. What minute did he score? 67th minute. In the end, I think Italy deserved it, even from day one. Like, they were the best team. 3-0 win against Turkey. Okay, Turkey were massively hyped before the Euros, and it didn't get a single point in the group stages, and the most disappointing team, I'd want to say, by far the most disappointing team, the most hyped team in the entire tournament, and then that. Oh yeah. I mean, it happens. I guess that's just, maybe it was the mental side of things. Maybe they were just overhyped. They were truly just overhyped when it comes to their level. But like, I look at their squad. They actually have a good squad. Yeah. Well, hey. Hopefully it doesn't happen next time, because I want to see like Turkey like be like the underdogs, or like the ones that no one, like the Denmark, or like the, maybe even the Ukraine, or the who else was good? Who else was there? Or the oh, what's their name? Yeah, no, I think it was Denmark. Yeah, the Denmark of the World Cup, or the 2022 World Cup. Oh, that's just 1 year. Sick. We don't have to wait 2 years for another international or national major national competition. We only have to wait one. That's sick. That's I like that. I like that. I like that. I like what they did there. Okay. Yeah. So it was Italy. Fuck my earphones. Yeah, I'm using earphones now. They just fell down my desk. Because my headphones once again are fucked. They only work on one side. This has happened several times, and I couldn't fix it this time. Usually that would happen, and then I would fix it in around like 5 minutes. We sent it to be repaired. Apparently it wasn't repaired. So yeah, now, yeah, they're just there, and we're gonna send them back. I think I'm just gonna like buy completely new ones. Maybe not the same set. I really like them though. That's the thing. I really really like them, but from my experience, maybe it was me who was like fucking them up or something. I don't know. But from from the results, or like, from my experience, the results show that maybe I should choose some other ones. Because, yeah, as I said, they've been very dodgy. More Euro talk. Let's actually talk about sorry, I'm just checking Instagram on my phone real quick, because I put this on my story and it's no longer available. Oh well, that's great. Fuck. So, isn't I want to check, because I'm pretty sure the team of the year, or not team of the year, sorry, team of the competition has been announced. I'm just trying to find the post, because I cannot find it. Oh, well, let's search it up. Okay. Fucking hell, I can't. Euros 2020. Team of the tournaments. Images. Oh, okay, yeah. No, wait, this is not the This is not the. Never mind. Alright, yeah, right here. Donnarumma, who won Player of the Tournament as goalie. Obviously, I mean, it'd be a really fucking big scam if he was named Player of the Tournament, but wasn't in the team of the tournament. I feel like that's such a FIFA thing to happen. It's happened several times in manager career. It's so fucked, dude. It's so fucked. Kyle Walker, right back, quite a surprise for me, but I don't think there's been anyone else who's been impressive at right back. So, Bonucci. I was thinking probably like Bonucci or Chiellini. I thought that would have been like the obvious choice, but then I forgot Maguire. He's been really good for England as well. I mean, the entire season, he's been, for Manchester United, he's been their leader. He's been massive, for Manchester United. He still is, and yeah, I mean, obviously he had he was considered a flop the year before, 2019-20 season. He was making a lot of mistakes. I mean, yeah, he's slow. He's not the quickest. But he's more of a, how do I put this? What's the difference between a sweeper and a stopper? because that's like a different play style that I know. Those are two different play styles I know for center backs. The stoppers, well, it's quite self-explanatory. He tries to stop them. Sweeper is just there to like sweep it clean and make clearances. To like kind of the if the attacker, or not necessarily an attacker, could be a midfielder or defender, gets past the stopper, the sweeper's there to sweep up, and like be the second wall, I guess. I think Maguire. I'm not sure which one requires more pace. Probably the sweeper. It probably requires more acceleration and reaction time. But I'd say he's more of a stopper. Spinazzola. He's unfortunately was injured. Wasn't there for Italy. In the final, which is sad because, well, he's so good. Like a left back, a right-footed left back. You don't see that. You don't ever see that. It's so rare. I mean, Williams for Manchester United. I don't know why he played left back so often. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer never uses him on the right back position. Now they're looking for another right back. It's like he was so good in the 2019-20 season. He was barely ever fucking used in the 2020-21 season. It's mad. But yeah, Spinazzola definitely. I mean, who else would we have gone for? Højbjerg. I mean, he's just so consistent. Like I don't. He's so like he's so good for Spurs as well. He is like, apart from Kane and Son, who are Spurs' two best players every season because they have no one else. Apart from them two, Højbjerg was fantastic. Like he doesn't score a lot of goals, but he just fixes the midfield. Jorginho, I'm not really sure about that one. I mean, sure, he was good. I mean, the entire Italy team was mad, but Jorginho, I think he just got really hyped up when he took that penalty in the penalty shootout again. Who was it again? Wait, let me check real quick. I think it was the semis. Let me see. Was it against Spain? I think it was against Spain. Yeah, it was against Spain. He scored the deciding penalty, the last one, and that sent them through to the final. Now, I think he just got really hyped up for that after that, because I mean, yeah, he's a great penalty taker. His technique and just releasing all the pressure off from the shoulders and the back in such situations, such decisive situations. It's a great talent to have, really. It's a great, you can't really practice. You can't really practice the mental side of things in this case. Like, you just have to believe. I don't know, man. I don't know. I've never been in a situation like that, so I don't really know. Well, not really. I just don't know at all. I don't know why I keep being so unsure of myself. But yeah, I just think he was really hyped up after that. The best penalty taker in the world, ? But I mean, I didn't really see much from him, honestly. I mean, yeah, no, the entire Italy team has been insane, okay? Jorginho as well, but I didn't see anything special, except for that penalty. Pedri, I'm quite surprised. Maybe this also just I haven't been watching Spain at all. Really, I've been watching a lot of Italy because honestly, before the tournament began, I wanted them to win because they haven't won anything in a while. Thing is, I was really sad when Belgium and Italy were playing against each other in the quarterfinals, because I saw that game as a proper final, because Belgium have never won anything, Italy haven't won anything in years, and I was rooting for both of them. I wanted them both to be in the final, and then if they were in the final, honestly, I couldn't have decided who I was for, because I really I want them both to really succeed. Anyway, yeah. So I would have put Pogba instead of Pedri. I heard he was doing good, but I saw like one like I don't even remember on what it was, like on one football, like just football news app, or was it on Twitter. I'm not sure, but I saw like one thing, talking about how Pedri was doing good. Chiesa, obviously, it wouldn't really surprise me. Like Chiesa, he's so used to the right wing, and he's right-footed. Like, wait, he's right-footed, right? Is Federico Chiesa left-footed? I'm pretty sure he's right-footed. Yeah, he's right-footed. And typically you cut inside, from the right with your left foot, like Messi or Robin, Arjen Robin. He uses his right foot. Like, it's so weird. I don't see that very often. Last time I saw it was probably Leroy Sané on the left wing playing with his left foot, for Man City. Like, he did that regularly. I'm talking regularly. Obviously, Bayern Munich as well. Leroy Sané, Coman, and Gnabry all switch between left wing and right wing regularly. But I'm talking, like, at Man City, he was just mainly playing left wing. Although he did switch with Sterling between left wing and right wing here and there. I saw him mainly, like, when the lineups were announced, I saw him mainly starting on the left wing. That's what I kind of mean. Lukaku, yeah, he's always good. Especially, like, in international competitions like this, he's always been good. For Belgium, they are fucking nothing without him. Sterling, yeah, I'm quite impressed with him as well. He's been playing better on the right wing than he has been on the left wing. I don't know, but I feel from what I've seen, like, he's been playing better on the right wing than on the left. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the exact reasons. I'll probably do something with space, and yeah, I'm just bullshitting at this point. Anyway, yeah, so that's the 11. It's a 4-3-3 formation, like a classic. Also, something similar to this. This is what I was looking for earlier on Instagram, on my private account, personal account. I don't share this with anyone. I put a story on there, mentioning at transfermarkt_official. I don't know why I said it so. I said the username so specifically. They made a story. Yeah, which is no longer available. They made a story saying, like, screenshot this story, and then mention us. And that story had like 4 like boxes with different subtitles. Titles, not subtitles. Titles. One was best player. This was obviously for Euro 2020. That's what we're talking about. The first one was best player. The second one was best young player. The third was what was the third one? What was the third box? Well, what title did it have? I don't remember. Damn it! This is why I wanted to see the post. It's no longer available. Damn it. I'm trying to think. Damn it. Well, okay. I know for a fact the 4th box was most disappointing player. I'll come up with the third one in a second. So for the first one, I put or for best player, I put Robin Gosens. Most people on this story, when they mention Transfermarkt, they put Donnarumma, and yeah, it makes sense. I mean, he won it, the best player award, but everyone was going for Donnarumma, so I was like, okay, let me mention another player that was immense. And this time it was a German player, quite surprisingly, the best German player in this tournament, and he deserves a shout out for the best player in the tournament, Robin Gosens. He's been so good for Germany, the best player, and I think scored like 2 goals or something. But yeah, he's been He was really so good. I want him to like go to a Premier League club, although I don't see that happening because he fits in a system that only works in either Italy or Germany, because no one plays with like a 5-2-3 or a 3-4-3 in England or in the Premier League. No one does that. It's so rare to see. I'm not sure exactly why. Most teams play with 4-4-2 or with a 4 defender team, or they play with a back 4, not a back 5 or a back 3, which is what suits Gozens. He's used to playing with a back 3 or a back 5, so he can get up the pitch. And he's not a left back, but he's a left wing back, so he's a lot more offensive. And that suits his style of play. I want to see him playing in the Premier League, but that's never going to happen. Like, no team in the Premier League plays with a back 3. And there probably is, I just don't know which one. But it's so rare to see in English football, and it just doesn't work. They could probably move to Germany. Probably not Bayern Munich, probably like a team like Dortmund. But not Bayern Munich. They play with a back 4 most probably. Under Nagelsmann, I can imagine them doing that. Who knows though? Who knows? For best young player, I put Federico Chiesa. It's quite an obvious one. Everyone did that one, and honestly, I had no idea for anyone else. Kylian Mbappe, which I'll get to in a second. He was shit. Let me think. Who else was really good? Donnarumma. How old is Donnarumma? But I swear to God, he's been in the game for so long. He's so experienced yet so young. He's like Marcus Rashford. Gianluigi Donnarumma. He is age 22 years old. Bruh. And he's turning 23 this year, I'm pretty sure. He's so good. He's so good at such a young age. I love it, bro. It's such an inspiration. I still haven't thought of what the third title was. The fourth was most disappointing player. I put Kylian Mbappe. Most people did as well. Didn't score a single goal. Fucked up the penalty against, Switzerland as well. Nice job. You did well. What was the third title? What was the third title? I don't remember. Damn it. What was it? You know what? Whatever. We're wasting too much time on this. I think actually, talking about like wasting time, I actually think this isn't a football show. This isn't a football podcast. But in most episodes, I talk about a lot of football and things I don't have a lot to talk about. I'll be real, like I planned a lot in episode 1, 2, and 3. Episode 1 was just kind of like a fake episode. Just a 20-minute episode just talking about what this podcast is about. But like episode 2 and 3, I planned a lot. As you may or may not know, I'm a very organized guy. I write things down all the time, such as video ideas for the podcast and of course my main channel. I'm very organized. I write any idea I have down. And kind of get carried away sometimes. I do for things that I feel like I don't need to. I got like a notebook. Like I keep wanting like a notebook for like my birthday or like Christmas. Although I don't need it because I know I can just write it down on like a Google Docs document. Like I just want to feel fancy. Oh, I hit the fucking mic again. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I just want to feel fancy, like a fucking phone. Ah, there we go again. It's the daily phone notification. I swear to God, this always happens, and I keep forgetting to turn the notifications off. Anyway, I just want to feel fancy, but it's just a waste of money. I don't need this. I have this really fancy notebook on my desk here where I wrote all my video ideas and things. Thing is, I just write it whenever I get an idea. I just write it down on my phone or my laptop or my PC, Like, I don't need a notebook. But I just keep wanting one for whatever reason, because it makes me feel fancy. Anyway, it's not really what I was kind of wanting to talk about. What was I wanting to talk about? Oh yeah, and I have, a document where I just, my laptop here, where I just write down all my video ideas for this podcast mainly. I have things planned for future podcast episodes. I write things down like bullet points. I'm a big fan of bullet points. I'm like the Amy Santiago of today's world. I'm very organized. That's another Brooklyn Nine-Nine reference for you, non-Brooklyn Nine-Nine people. Sorry, I just love the show so much. I usually, I want to say, like, write 2 to 3 bullet points for each episode. I'm coming to realize it's probably not enough. For this episode, I actually wrote down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, double the amount of the maximum usual. And even now, look, I don't know what to talk about anymore. We got past Euros, I wrote down, the Shower Thoughts podcast thing. Actually, I want to get back to that because I haven't finished everything. I just kind of skipped the entire thing, so we'll get back to that in a second. Talk about Euros, I already mentioned that, and like the Brooklyn Nine-Nine story. Usually, the way this podcast is set up, I need to have at least one story and then something else, just randomly to talk about, just what's been on my mind, how I've been doing, what I've been doing, That's kind of how I plan things. I'm starting to realize it's not enough. I should probably think or spend more time thinking about what to do for an episode, because as I said, episode 2 and 3 were mainly after episode 3. I just kind of started getting lazy and stopped planning things more than I should have, and that's why I kind of fall out on things that I want to talk about, or should talk about. But yeah, I actually have 2 more things to talk about. Number 1, let me get back to the Shower Thoughts podcast thing, because I wasn't actually done talking about that in the beginning, when we started talking about that, in the very beginning, the very, very beginning of this episode. I just want to say, for anyone who has made a podcast called the Shower Thoughts podcast without a friend, or not necessarily a friend, or anyone suggesting the name to them, you are a genius. You are God, because that's such a good name. I mean, just think about that. Maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe I'm over-exaggerating. But that name, the Shower Thoughts podcast, it has so... Bro, it's got opportunities written all over it. Literally, you can talk about anything. As I said, it's so similar to the Lunchtime podcast. The idea of the Lunchtime podcast is the reason it's called the Lunchtime podcast is the idea. I'm just going back and forth now. Is theoretic, or think of it in this scenario, like you're on a table in a cafeteria in your school. You're in your school cafeteria with a bunch of friends. You've on one table. You're just chatting. That's what you do. Those are some of the chillest times you have in school, where you're in the school cafeteria and you're literally just chatting while you're eating. That's some of the best experiences you have in school, and that's kind of the idea. With the Shower Thoughts podcast, I mean, y'all know what shower thoughts. Y'all know what shower thoughts are. You just think. Or toilet thoughts, that's basically the same thing as shower thoughts. you just get a bunch of like ideas in your head. You just think of the most random things, and literally like what you could do. Okay, for anyone who's willing to steal this idea, what you could do is whenever you have like another shower thought, you just write it down, like take note of it. Then you have something to talk about. I feel like that's what I should also be doing. Just I've kind of done this episode as well. Same like when I. Fun fact: I came up with the Shower Thoughts podcast idea while I was having shower thoughts. Well, okay, I wasn't actually in the shower, but when it happened, I was more on the toilet. But still, No, I wasn't on the toilet, so I was in bed. But still, same thing, basically. Like just write whatever idea, like whatever thought comes to mind, and just talk about on a podcast. It's the chillest experience ever. Anyway, what was the last thing I wanted to talk about? I actually took part. This is more football stuff. Actually, what would I do without football? Ooh. I'm going off topic again, but I'm gonna continue doing it. What if because, as I said, I was talking earlier about how episode 2 and 3 were, and this episode as well, I've been planning a lot more than, I wrote down a lot more bullet points and things like that than on the usual episode where it'd be like 2 bullet points or 3 bullet points. Like, episode 9, the next episode, is 2 bullet points of, things that I noted down that I wanted to talk about. 2, not enough. Episode 10 is 3, okay, a little better, but still, not enough, in my opinion. Because, not in my opinion, it's just facts, because clearly this is what I've been doing from episode 4 onwards, and it hasn't been working. So, clearly it's facts. Because what I've been doing since episode 4 to this episode, I've kind of used football. Because, this isn't a football show, as I said earlier. This isn't a football podcast. But I've been talking about a lot of football. Unnecessarily, like, as if I have nothing planned, which is the case. I have nothing else planned to talk about. I'm just thinking right now, what would I do without football? Like, I would have all this empty space in the podcast. My podcast would only be like 15 minutes long, because most of them I'm just rambling about football. I'm just questioning myself, like, why can't I ramble about something else that's not football? Maybe I should have just made a football podcast. I don't know. I've actually been planning that. Like, you know what? I'll talk about that more next episode, so I have something to talk about. Stay tuned. Like, what would I do to fill in all the void if I didn't have football? If I wasn't talking about football, like. Yeah, just another shower thought. Okay, let's go back to what I was actually wanting to talk about, which is football related. This is actually a real life experience. I took part in a football tournament, street football tournament, more specifically on, what day is it today? Is today Monday? It's a Tuesday. 2 days ago, on Sunday, I went with 2 friends from my football team. As you guys, I'm not sure if you know, but as you may or may not know, I actually play for a football team. I'm not very social, but when I make friends, I make good friends, and talk with them quite often. And honestly, these are the only 2 guys that I actually properly talk with at my football team. Yeah. Let me quickly drink because I'm fucking thirsty. Oh, water. What a great invention. So yeah, we went to the street football tournament, which our football coach sent to us, or he sent this file, of all the information on this tournament that happens yearly. This street football tournament that happens yearly, and I didn't organize it. I'm not gonna mention any names, by the way. The coach sent it to, the team group chat, and then this one guy that I'm friends with from my football team, he was like, he's organized, or not, he didn't organize the tournament, but he asked me and a couple other people if they could come. And fun fact, I was the first one to be asked. How cool is that, people? How cool is that? So in the end, only 3 people came. It was a tournament where you had teams of 3 to 5 people. If one team had 3 players, like our team, it had to be like equal team members during a match. So if you had 3 players on a team and you were playing against a team with 5, it'd still be a 3 against 3, just that they would have 2 substitutes. We ended up topping our group. It was like a group stage. I thought it would go a lot further than that. I thought it would, after the group stage, and then like round of 16, quarterfinals, semifinals. But no, it was just group stage because, and I knew this before because I read the file, not the file, the document that had all the information on it. That sounded really sarcastic. I genuinely mean that though. It said something about how like the finals would be at Tropical Islands. If you guys don't know what Tropical Islands is, a huge water park in Berlin. I thought how it would work. It would be like so you'd have the group stages, and you'd go to round of 16, and it would be the quarterfinals, and then semifinals, and then after semifinals it would stop. And then the final will be played at Tropical Islands with like fans and stuff. Well, it's not really fans, it's more just like watch people, and staff members. So that's what I thought it would be. But apparently we just did the group stage. The group stage was only done on Sunday, and then like round of 16, quarterfinals, semifinals, and of course the final will be played in September. So what is that? 2 months' time. In 2 months, the knockout stages would begin at Tropical Islands, which I am pumped up for. I'm really, really excited for that. And the trophy, like, the guy, my friend, he sent a video of last year's tournament, and they made, on their, like, YouTube channel, like, the tournament's, like, YouTube channel, they made, like, a video, like, this montage of last year's, like, best moments, well, like, this EDM music in the background, and they showed, like, there was this one clip with, like, where they were showing off the trophies, and the trophies are mad, like, they are genuine trophies. Like, they are, like, big ones. They're not, like, these small cups. No, they are big, okay? These are, like, meter long. More. No. 1.5 meters. That's... maybe even 2 meters? No. Okay, no. 2 meters is way too much. What am I saying? Not 1.5 meters. I'm thinking about it now. 1.5 meters. Definitely not 1.5 meters. But, like, 1 meter. What? 1 meter? Maybe I don't know the exact measurements. I'm just kind of estimating. It was probably a really bad estimate because I'm not really known for my estimations in math. But hey, doesn't matter. But I really want one of those. Like, they have, like, the replicas of the Champions League trophy, and they're, like, 4 of them, because they're 4 different tournaments. There are, for, like, different age groups. There's a tournament for 6 to 10, I believe, 11 to 13, 14 to 17, and 18 above. 18 to anyone above. Now, quick little secret. I'm actually 14, and I turned 14 2 weeks ago. I'm taking part in the 11 to 13 tournament because all my other teammates are 13. So I'm playing with little kids, That's why we kind of topped our group because we're older than everyone. I am older than everyone. And better, obviously. Anyways, why did I do that? We agreed with, like, I asked my coach if that would be fine. Because, 2 of my teammates are 13. Well, okay, one of them is 12, turning 13 this year, but it doesn't matter. He's still part of it. If I could be part of the team, even though I recently turned 14, and I used the word recently, like it was when I asked him, it was only like the tournament was in in the few days, and my birthday was like it's been like a week or something like that since my birthday. And yeah, we were through and all that. So we're going to tropical islands. Yeah, we're going to Vegas, baby. Anyway, that's gonna be it for today's episode. A lot longer actually because I actually took some time to plan a little, or plan more than usual. What did I want to say after that? Oh yeah. You can listen to the podcast on Radio Public, YouTube, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. Apple Podcasts still haven't fucking figured it out. Going to though, do not worry. I'm going to. Don't worry. Also, we have a new Instagram account. At the.lunchtime.podcast. There you go. If you want to go ahead and follow us. And yeah, that's it. I don't think I have anything else to say. So enjoy the rest of your day, or night. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you guys in episode 9.